Paris Johnson Jr. is ready to start his senior season with a new high school program. Any prospect looking to overtake him as the number one offensive tackle in this 2020 class will have to contend with a prospect who has ideal measurables and athleticism for the position and a sky-high ceiling.
Sav'ell Smalls really didn't do a whole lot this summer on the field, but when I saw him in the spring, I was convinced he was one of the top 10 prospects in the country. Incredible size, length, and athleticism. He reminds me of a perfect hybrid outside linebacker defensive end, and that's why he's so special.
Defensive end Myles Murphy, easy selection for the top 10. A Clemson commit that really checks every box on and off the field, can rush the passer, stop the run, set the edge, has the size. I think a very strong bet he plays on Sundays.
Five-star wide receiver Julian Fleming, the Ohio State commit, continues to hold down the number one spot at the wide receiver position after an awesome offseason. He did a great job at the opening, posted some ridiculous times in testing, and really showed why he's the number one player at his position.
Kelee Ringo won the fastest on the field competition for the second straight year at the Rivals 100 5-Star Challenge presented by Adidas, which really speaks to his athleticism. But he's also a lockdown cornerback who does not let people by him, and that's why he's such a special prospect. Elias Ricks remains the number one cornerback in the country, and he's going to have a big year at IMG Academy, playing a national schedule and proving himself. His length, his athleticism, and his playmaking ability with 6 pick sixes in his junior year really stand out.
Defensive end Jordan Burch remains firmly entrenched in the top 5, a special defensive end prospect out of South Carolina, 255 pounds. Didn't do much this summer, so really sort of stayed flat in his ranking, but is a kid that I think could be number one by the end of everything. Linebacker Justin Flowe drops one spot down to number 3 in the country, still clearly the number one linebacker in the country to me. Had a very good Rivals 5-Star Challenge, very physical kid, has all the tools to be an inside or outside linebacker who could just dominate and loves to hit. The motor is nonstop, can't be taught. So he's another guy who's still up there for number 1. Defensive tackle Bryan Bresee moves up a couple spots. He's number 2 in the country now, pushing for number 1. The Clemson commitment showed tremendous athleticism, not only at the Rivals 5-Star Challenge, but at the opening. It just can't be beaten outside or inside, and a very special prospect who could play multiple positions along the defensive line, pushing for number 1. California quarterback Uiagalelei stays at number 1 in the latest Rivals 100 release for the class of 2020. There's a little bit of debate as to whether he would be number 1. He didn't really do anything to hurt his stock, but we had a couple other guys that pushed pretty close to that number 1 spot, so I think it's going to be very interesting down the line. But we've got a very rare prospect here with tremendous size. I mean, this kid's the size of an NFL quarterback. He's got the arm strength, the accuracy, the footwork. He can move around. He can do it all. The big question will be, will he play football or baseball? But he's a special player.